How you doing, YouTube? So here we have a Sidewinder SCT Castle Creations brushless system. Motor fan, we're not going to be using that. Speed controller, very nice. Whole bunch of wires. Oh my goodness, what do these wires do? Don't worry about it, we'll let you know. Put your own battery connector on. Comes with a speed controller fan, all that good stuff, all the goodies. Here we have some literature, driver's ed guide. You want to hang on to that because you will need it later. Stickers, of course, everybody loves stickers. They give you a quick start guide here. All this information is actually in the driver's ed guide, but they just throw this in here just so you can get started as fast as possible. Your gearing, they give you all different gearing. Give you a big chart, pretty cool. Dad, can you please stop? Thank you. Yep, driver's ed guide. I'm sorry, he's really excited. He just wants to put the system in and drive it right now. He's bouncing the car up and down. Alright. Moving on. So yeah, they give you zip ties for the motor fan. A couple of mounting screws. They give you all different sizes. Alright, let's check out the motor. I just love how these motors look. Castle's one of my favorite companies for brushless systems. Give you your connectors, more screws, different applications. Let's pop this motor out. Yeah, look at that. Love the look of these things. They're just a real nice looking system. Durable, just reliable, very cool. Give you extra long wires for different applications. Very good system. So, like I said, we're going to be putting this in a brushed Bandit. Motor fan, like I said, we're not going to be using this because it's primarily for 4x4 systems and it's not going to fit on the motor in this application. Yep, goes right on the motor there. That's for the 4x4 systems because the motor sits inboard and it gets hotter because it's doing more work, it's turning more differentials, more axles, so that's what that's for. Alright, so let's get started. Here we go. They have the speed controller zip tied on here for some reason. I don't know, guys. They're new. So there's the brand new Titan 12 turn that just has no power. So we got to get the speed controller off and we got to get this servo cover off. I'm sorry, receiver cover off. So let's pop this cover off. There we go. Cover's off. Just go ahead and unplug everything. Just make it easy for yourself. There we go. There we go. Pull them all through. Try not to force these through. You don't want to break them. That would just ruin your day. Just kind of wiggle them around. Little persuasion. Nothing crazy. There we go. Eventually they just pop right out. There we go. Alright. Okay. Now what? Oh, that's right. We need to get the motor off. There we go. Don't know why I did that. So, to get the motor off, you need to unplug these two connectors right here. Just grab a hold of them, pull them apart. There we go. And there we go. Pull the old speed controller off, throw it in your toolbox, save it for a crawler project. And there we go. Now, we need to get the motor out. So we got to take this tire and the slipper clutch cover off. Go. To get the motor out, you need to remove these two screws right here and right here. So let's pop those out. Go. And there we go. So now just take this thing and throw it. No. You got to get the pinion off first. Bear with me, guys. I don't have any of my tools. I'm at my parents' house, 300 miles away from my house, so it was a bit challenging. So let's just pop this off here. There we go. Crack your grub screw loose. Slide your pinion off. Grab your new motor. Find the flat spot on the shaft. There we go. Slide your pinion on. Just get it in a general area. You'll probably have to adjust this later when you put the motor in the car, just so you can get maximum contact between the spur gear and the pinion. So just get it in the general area. Alright, now let's throw it in the car. There we go. Just slide it through where the other motor was. Line up your holes. Start your screws. See here, I'm adjusting the height on the pinion for maximum contact. There we go. Alright, now we need to set our gear mesh. So just snug down the screws, don't tighten them. Check your gear mesh. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. You can use a piece of paper in between the two gears, but I just like to do it by feel. So there we go. Feels pretty good. Tighten your screws down. There's 1, 2. Check your mesh. I like it. Alright. So there we go. Motor's in. Now we need to route the wires through the shock tower. And make sure your wires are pointing up. They're on the top of the motor and not on the bottom, because when you're cruising along, you pick up a stick or something like that and it's not going to damage your wires, or less likely to damage your wires. Here we go. Now we need to mount the speed controller. To do that, we're going to use some servo tape. And here it is. Just make sure your surfaces are clean and apply your tape. There we go. Trim it. Trim again. Remove any excess tape. You don't want none hanging off. That just looks horrible. There we go. Press it down. Make sure it's stuck real good. Alright, make sure your mounting surfaces are good and clean. Peel your tape. Go. Alright. Put it on there. Line everything up. Make sure it's nice and straight. It's going to sit nice and flat. Get it. Push it down. Apply some good pressure. You don't want it popping off. Alright. So, there you go. So, I just realized I forgot to put my connectors on. So, I'm going to go do that. Alright. So now we want to put our wires through the receiver cover. You know, just route all your wires where they gotta go. Tidy them up later. Put them to the top of the box. There you go. Along the back. There we go. At the top. This wire is for the speed controller fan. Once you got them through, pull them all the way through. You know, you want to leave a little slack so it has a good routing area. There you go. Now start plugging everything in. Channel 1 is for your turning. Channel 2 is for your speed controller. And channel 3 is for the fan. There you go. Now, once you get everything plugged in, I like to test everything before I put the cover back on so I don't have to take it back off again. So there we go. Alright, it works. So now we can throw the cover back on. Here we go. Now we can start routing everything where it's going to go. Get everything in the permanent spot it's going to stay in. Put your battery in so it doesn't interfere with any wires. Make sure everything's good. Now, when you do this, you should apply some dielectric grease, but I didn't have any, so they should be okay. Once everything's in, put your cover on. Alright, so let's plug it in and see it, make sure everything works. There we go. Controller. Now, you can mount your switch wherever you want. I haven't mounted it yet because I couldn't decide, but there we go. Everything works. Alright, so now it's time for a test drive. Now, one problem I did run into, we couldn't get this system to calibrate. I tried multiple times and it just would not calibrate, and the reason being was that I was using a nickel metal hydride. Once I switched to a LiPo battery, it calibrated no problem. So if you run into that problem, you'll have to get a LiPo battery, or you can use the Castle link. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and catch you later.